We've got the first look at the new M5 iPad Pro 2025 that's got some new upgrades like the chipset and the cameras, and best of all, it's launching very soon. So first up, when it comes to the display, Apple are continuing with 120Hz OLED displays, and we of course get an 11-inch and a 13-inch version. The resolution is also going to remain the same as last year, but as well as improvements to scratch resistance and color accuracy, we get an increase to 2000 nits of peak brightness. And while last year the 11-inch model only had an LCD display, it finally gets an upgrade to OLED. Now for those of you that want to protect your iPad screen even further, we've got today's video sponsor, Paperlike, the screen protector that not only protects your display, but it brings back the feel of writing on real paper. Now the installation is easy and it comes with all of the required tools and instructions for a hassle-free, perfect application, and they've just released a new version that's even easier to install using a butterfly application system. Paperlike Screen Protector features their nanodots technology that includes tiny microbeads to create the perfect amount of friction that creates the feel of writing on real paper while still minimizing wear on your Apple Pencil's tip. Now it's great for both drawing and writing, and while I don't do any drawing myself, I just love how Paperlike brings back the natural feel of writing, and it makes it easier and more enjoyable to just jot some notes, and of course it has the added benefit of protecting your screen and even an anti-glare coating for media. So if you want to bring back the feel of real paper, then check out Paperlike now by clicking the link down in the description below, and best of all, you get 2 screen protectors in the pack, so go ahead and grab yours today. Now back to the M5 iPad Pro, and another upgrade is going to be in the selfie camera, which can now record in both portrait and landscape modes, meaning you don't have to switch the orientation of the tablet, which is especially useful with a 13-inch model that can be a little bit awkward to move. Now Apple recently showed us this being achieved on the iPhone launch, where they use a square sensor to allow both, but that's not the technology being used on the iPad Pro, and it's instead going to actually have 2 selfie cameras, one for portrait and then one for landscape. It's actually better this way, as with 2 cameras it means every pixel in the 4x3 sensor is being used, whereas the iPhone Square sensor you're always going to get some unused pixels. Of course it's coming with the new M5 chip, and while early rumors said it was going to be a 2nm chipset, it's actually built on TSMC's 3nm N3P technology, but it's reported that we'll see between 15 to 25% performance boost, and it will of course bring improved graphics and a more powerful neural engine. It's also coming with 16GB of RAM and up to 2TB of storage, as well as Wi-Fi 7, but surprisingly it's reported that Apple are not going to be using Apple's own modem, and it's instead going to be powered by Qualcomm's. For the cameras on the rear, we get a 12MP primary camera along with a 3D LiDAR scanner, and there's no news on the exact sensors just yet, but it appears to be the same cameras as the 2024 iPad Pro. When it comes to design, it's not really going to be changing either. We get slightly trimmed down bezels, but with 2 selfie cameras being housed inside those bezels, they remain fairly prominent, and the rest of the design is also pretty much identical, including the colors on offer. It was not necessarily a bad thing, given the iPad Pros are already very popular, and there's no point changing them for the sake of it. Instead, they're focused on delivering the iPad Pro that everyone loves, but with some hardware upgrades. Now the iPad Pros are going to be revealed at an Apple event in October. We don't know the exact date just yet, and of course there's going to be a new MacBook with the M5 coming as well, but that's going to launch later on in the year. But for those excited for the new M5 iPad Pro, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the 11-inch iPad Pro, which of course comes with an 11-inch Ultra Retina Tandem OLED. We get a 120Hz refresh rate along with a resolution of 1668 by 2388 and a peak brightness of 2000 nits. We get a dual 12MP selfie camera on the front, one being for portrait photos and the other being for landscape. Then over on the rear, it's a 12MP wide-angle camera followed by a 3D LiDAR scanner. It's powered by the new M5 chip, which is a 3nm chip based on TSMC's N3P node, and it's paired with 16GB of RAM and up to 2TB storage. We get a 7538 mAh battery, which is the same capacity as last year, and of course we get 5G for the cellular models, Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.4. It will of course ship with iPadOS 26, and it's launching in October at a starting price of $999.